No freaking way. Hi besties! It's Halloween! The day that this video goes live, it is officially Halloween, my favorite holiday. I know that I did the vampire makeup look last week. If you didn't watch that, I'll link it right here for you. But I wanted to do something a little bit scarier, a little bit spookier, a little bit more extra, let's be so for real. So I decided to do a skull. I did do a skull a few years ago. That might have been like in 2020, maybe 2021. And it took me 10 hours to complete. So I'm really hoping that that is not the case this year. And even though I haven't done a skull since that last time, I'm really convinced that this time is going to be better. I mean, last time was good, but I still feel like this time I'm going to do better. Haven't practiced it a single time. Honestly, I'm not too anatomically informed of like how skulls look, so I've got a couple reference pictures to look at. But yeah, this skull is also gonna be like a purple sparkly skull. Because I just didn't want to do black. I love purple eyeshadow and like purple makeup looks. I don't know if it's just because it's my favorite color or if there's something that has to do with like purple and like brown eyes specifically. But regardless, I want to do it, so I'm gonna. I am starting off with my base already done. I just did some color correction, added some foundation, and I also did my brows. I didn't bother with like concealer, bronzer, blush, all of that stuff because pretty much the whole face is going to be covered up by lines and a skull, so it's unnecessary. But I did want to have like a solid base for underneath. So yeah, with all of this ready to go, let's just get on into it. Step number one is going to be making the lines on the face and kind of just mapping out where the skull is going to be. And I'm going to do this using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. My pro tip for starting out a look like this where you kind of have to map out everything on your face is to use a white eyeliner, because if you make a mistake, it is so easy to blend out. Whereas if I was going in straight with black or with purple, then I would have to do a lot more work to correct any mistake that I made. So let me just take a gander real quick at the pictures that I have for reference. One of the inspo pics is always going to be Tate from American Horror Story. This skull is just kind of like infamous, to be honest. Starting out these looks is always kind of like intimidating and scary. So I think I just need to like bite the bullet and just start drawing on my face. What's great about doing a skull too is that you're doing this makeup look on your own skull. So you can kind of feel where the bones are and where you want to draw. For the eyes, I think I'm gonna just like trust the pencil and let it go where my bone structure tells it to go. Okay, sure. I came a little too low on this side for my liking, and the white eyeliner just blends out so easily. It's like an inverse raccoon. Honestly, I feel like the hardest part of this is going to be the symmetry of it all. Because like already, it's not symmetrical. How many teeth do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think this is a good little map out. I don't think it looks, I think we're on the right track here. I think this is a good starting spot. So now I'm going to kind of blend a little bit so it's a bit more of an even base, and then I'm gonna start going in with the purple shade. Now in my vision for this look, it's like black but purple diffused out of it. So by starting with that purple layer, I think it's gonna make for like a seamless blend and hopefully turn out the way it looks up here. Using the Ace Beauty Nostalgia palette, I'm going to use the color Carnival, which is this pretty purple shade, on a little fluffy blending brush. And I'm kind of just gonna go around the perimeter of what I laid down in white. I feel it's worth mentioning again that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going off of vibes and my best guesses. So this could turn out completely different than what I have envisioned and previously described. I just want to get ahead of that, just in case. Just in case. But also, I'm very well aware that makeup is a very trust the process kind of activity. So even if I'm getting slightly disheartened at this current moment, I know that it'll probably come together in the end. So we'll see. I'm like stamping the purple into the white as opposed to like using the brush to like blend. Stamping is probably going to be a better method for this step at least. So far, looks like a bruise. Don't know what I was expecting, but here we are. Now I'm roughly filling in all of the shadowed areas with a flat shader brush in the same purple shade. Nothing about the way that this is applied is even in the slightest, but that's okay. A lot of times I find myself getting so worked up about the details that don't matter later, so I'm trying my best to just let myself power through, and then when it comes to detailed work, take my time. But there's no reason for this part of the process to be so exact. We're gonna be doing lots of cleaning up and shading and highlighting throughout the look, so I'm letting myself be a little bit messy with this. I'm not really rocking with these, I don't even know what to call them. On like an anatomical skull, there's like this shadow cut out in the skull. But most people, when they do skull makeup, they don't do that. And now I'm understanding why. Because it looks like I took sideburns and moved them up my face. So we might delete those at some point. But we'll hold on to them for now and see what we can do. Now for the teeths, I'm going to take a little angled brush with the same purple and go in between all the teeth. Something to be aware of too when you're trying to do like straight up and down lines, and I do this all the time when I'm doing my makeup, I like tilt my head. You have to make sure that even if you're tilted, you're still going straight up on your face. Otherwise you're gonna have a bunch of slanted teeth. See? Tilted head, tilted tooth. The bottom teeth are a little bit easier because you can kind of just move your head, kind of put the brush in place and go whoop. And then any blank space in between my two lips, I'm gonna fill in with the purple as well. I think I've also determined I'm really not rocking with these sideburns, so I'll probably remove those. Is this going to stain my face? No, like I'm fine. If you were worried, I'm totally fine. I just need to put some foundation over it. It doesn't look pink in the slightest. So now I'm taking my concealer brush with no product on it, and I'm just kind of going in to where the white is and then blending up a little bit. Just so there isn't that stark white line at the top anymore. Okay, now I think the next step is going to be cleaning up the lines so that there's more of a stark line as opposed to kind of like, it's a little blended out on this side. I'm using my foundation on a concealer brush to do this. Now that I've cleaned up the lines a bit, I'm going to take a powder puff and just set all of that foundation that I placed everywhere so that nothing moves while I continue to do the rest of my face. And also so no other eyeshadows cling to the wet foundation product. So I'm basically just going over all of the edges, and that might dilute the purple a little bit, but we're going in with more layers of shading and stuff like that, so it's not really a huge concern. The priority is setting the foundation in place. I'm gonna take the same purple on the flat shader brush again and continue to fill in all of the shadows again, just to make them really nice, dark, and opaque. And then after that, we're gonna start going in with the black detail work. Okay, so something that I'm discovering looks kind of cool is going around the edge. Again, same purple color, same everything, and just stamping the outline of the shape. I think it adds more dimension. Obviously, I'm gonna go in with black too, so that'll help, but having that stark contrast, I think really enhances the shape. I guarantee that there are people who do this much faster than what I'm doing it. And I'm just kind of notorious for taking my time, like hours. It's already been hours, and this is as far as I've gotten. Yes? No? Maybe? Who knows? Okay, so now that I'm pretty content with where the purple is at, I'm gonna start going in with a black. I'm a little terrified because if this doesn't go the way I have in my head, then it's gonna be difficult to recover, but we're gonna go in with blind confidence. I'm gonna take this like dense, fluffy brush with the black, and I'm starting with my eyes because that seems to be the easiest place, and in the very center is where I'm packing the black in. Pretty much just packing it on the lid for now, and then I'll add some to the lower lash line as well. But I want to make the lid as dark and black as I can. And then with this like thin fluffy brush, I'm gonna take the same black and do the lower lash line. So that's kind of the vibe so far. To blend out that line, I'm going to take the small little fluffy brush and mix the black with the purple we've been using to hopefully create more of a gradient. Next, I'm gonna do the nose with that teeny tiny angled brush. I think I'm gonna focus on the sides. Ah, my light died. I'm gonna blend that out while my light charges really quick. Okay, apologies if the lighting has changed. I'm using a different light now. But I did blend out this side, and I think it looks pretty cool. It's got that black to purple haze. I also noticed that when I was using the purple to blend out the black, there wasn't a lot of purple shining through. And so I started using, in the same nostalgia palette from Ace Beauty, Flip Flops, this bright pink color to kind of further blend out and bring back some of the brightness of the purple. So that's kind of what you're seeing right here. So now I'm gonna go in and do this side. And the approach that I've been using is going in with black and then kind of blending out the black as best as I can, and then taking the purple / pink and blending it so that it's a bit more seamless. And I'd say that I try and make the black take up about 3/4 of the purple space. So you can kind of see here, and that's probably more than 3/4, but aim for 3/4 so you have room to blend with. But I take up most of the space with the black. Also, no one talks about how difficult it is to like do makeup on the side of your face. It's not like the optimal angle, and like to see your ear is kind of hard sometimes. Now I'm going in with that pink color to add some vibrancy back in. And I added this pink like everywhere. I did it a little bit on my nose, on my eyes, everywhere. My lips are so dry. I'm a girly that always has chapstick on, and so the fact that I have like this crusty eyeshadow base on my lips for hours, I feel like I'm in a desert. Now I think it's time for the teeths, which I still don't know what direction I'm going in with these teeth. I think I'm just gonna start laying black down and see where the vibe takes me. But for now, I'm gonna take this teensy tiny little pencil brush with some black and go in where I have the purple and just deepen up any shadows. And I don't know if you can tell, but like with any of the like pointed edges, I kind of just like drag it up with a wispy edge. So I think that's the vibe I'm gonna go with the teeth as well. I kind of already have that going, but now time to make it a little bit more intentional. I'm not gonna take the black as high up as I want the flick to go though. I think I'm gonna go back over with purple at some point and make the flick with the purple. I actually think that looks kind of cool. I'm dragging up for the molars and kind of following the curve shape, but I think it looks cool, so why not? So remember earlier when I said go straight up with the teeth? I think stylistically I've decided that I'm gonna have them kind of like curve once it gets higher. Obviously not the actual tooth, but like the root of it. Get into it, get into it, okay. Before I go over this in purple, I wanna do some like minor detail work still with the tiny brush in black. I wanna create kind of like ridges and shadows. That might not make sense, but like here. Like, is that giving? I can't tell if I like it or hate it. I'm gonna let her cook for a sec. I'm blending out either side of the line with this pencil brush. I think it's adding to it. I think it's making it better, right? Okay, I think I've committed to the extra details, but I did add some foundation in between the socket and this like detail line to emphasize the highlight. I think we're close to done. We only have a couple more detail things that I want to do, and one of them is going back over the lines of the teeth with the purple and kind of drag up those lines even more. Zoom in. This looks sick. I'm gonna take some more of that white on my concealer brush to brighten the white, but also help it blend out. And then, like on this side, how I blended the teeth into the shadows, I'm gonna do the same thing on this side using the pink and purple. Getting better. Kind of slick, kind of super slick. I have two final steps that I want to do. One, the look doesn't necessarily need lashes, but I want them. And then the final part, I kind of want to add some glitter, only in specific places. So I'm gonna go ahead and do both the lashes and adding the glitter off camera, and then you'll see the final look. Okay, I added the lashes. They don't, like, you can't really see them because my eyes are black, but like, again, just a fun little detail that I think takes it to another level, especially if you're like looking from the side and you got the huge fluttery lash on. Love it. I added the glitter. I don't know if you can tell. It's all over the lips. It's like on the cheekbones and in between those little crevices or those ridges that we made. So this glitter is the Lemonhead LA glitter in the shade Houdini, and it's a shifting glitter. So from some angles you can't even tell it's there, and from others it's purple. And I just think it works so well. I'm just like an extra ass bitch and we all know it. So I had to add some glitter. I'm gonna do one final thing. I know that I said those were the final touches, but I have this like pinky purple highlighter from Jaclyn Cosmetics in the shade Hypnotic, and I'm gonna add that to the cheekbones as well. I don't know if that even makes a difference at all, but it's just fun, and I don't have many opportunities to wear a pink highlighter, so maybe I'll just kind of throw it everywhere. Okay, guys, I literally love it. I fear I may have popped off. Make the lights violet. Oh my god, what are the purple lights at? I'm sorry, I think I'm having a heart attack. 'Cause what in tarnation? Gasp! So with the exposure down as far as it can go, you can really see the way the glitter hits. Oh. My god. I'm losing my breath. This was the vision. This was the vision. Oh my gosh. We accomplished it. I don't even want to know how long. It's 9:42. It took me 4.5 hours to do this, which is better than 10. So better than last time. And I think a better skull than last time too. Honestly, I don't think I would be nearly as obsessed with this look without the glitter. So I'm so glad that I added it on. And if you're wondering, with this glitter, I've had it for a while, so I was afraid it was gonna be a little dry. So I just sprayed some rose water into it and then used this, like, it's probably like a lip brush or something, tiny little brush, to paint it onto the teeth and onto the cheeks and everything. But oh, I'm so happy with it. I also did contemplate putting in my black contacts, which probably would have taken this to a whole new level. However, I tried one single time to put a contact into my eye and called it quits because I don't wear contacts. They hurt, they make me cry, and I didn't want to risk ruining everything that I've been working on. So, no contacts this time, but maybe I'll try a look with contacts again in the near future because they are so cool, but today was just not that day. Let's just zoom in on the details right quick. Something about purple, it just does something to me. Like literally, I'm having a spiritual experience looking at my makeup right now. Oh, I also forgot to mention I put eyeliner in my tightline and waterline as well, but. I know that I'm posting this on Halloween, so it's probably out of season to do other Halloween looks. But if you're into these full face makeup vibes, then let me know because I'm down to do some of these off season, you know? We can have some Halloween in January. We can have a spooky Christmas, you know? If there's any looks that you want to see me do in particular, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to get a weekly dose of your beauty bestie Sab, then make sure to subscribe because I post new videos every Thursday and I want you to hang out with me. I'm also at Beauty Bestie Sab on Instagram and TikTok if you want to follow me there. And also, don't forget to hit the bell notification button so that you can be notified every time I post a brand new video. And that's where I know all the true besties are anyways. Thank you so much for watching today's video, besties. Please pray for me that this makeup does not stain my face because that'll ruin my day tomorrow and I may or may not have meetings. So yeah, keep me in your thoughts and prayers. But I literally love you so, so much. You guys, I'm not okay. Look at the way it's stained. This is not real. This is not real. No freaking way. No. No. You can see the teeth. I look like I got beat up.